Hey, before we talk about Earlham, I want to ask you a little bit about Jack Sandell. And I asked your teammate here and a former teammate at high school what that's like to know that you guys had such a key role in their tradition and winning again this year.
It's good to know that we played a part in continuing the sectional repeat and stuff like that. But it all came from a good coach. Coach Smith was very good. He pushed us to our full potential. Sometimes it was a bit frustrating because he expects perfection, but that's a sign of being a good coach. They want to see you do good and excel. So.
Have you ever seen a coach that didn't want perfection?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'll tell you what. This team that you're on now it's a little bit of a transition from high school to college. What has been the hardest transition for you at the collegiate level as opposed to what it was in high school?
I would say the speed, because you have to work against the shot clock. And with high school, because going back to watching high school games, you're thinking, oh my gosh, they have to get a shot up. And you're wait, there's no shot clock. So the shot clock was a bit of adjustment. And also, I'm an undersized post. And with a one-day school, that's not the biggest problem because you rarely face someone who's 6 foot tall. But now every school we face is 6 foot and above. So that was a bit of a challenge for me to adjust. So I just have to learn to use my strength rather than my height when playing.
It does seem to me you've done that pretty well because you got some pretty big players in this conference to go against. And you ever look at that and go, man, how am I going to do this against somebody at 6'2"?
Yeah, it's more of a mental thing. Once I realize that I am as good as them or I'm capable of stopping them, that's when I can play my best. But as soon as I become scared and worried about their height against my height, that's whenever I start playing nervous and I can't stop them.
You guys are in a playoff chase right now. You come from a successful high school, and now you are a part of turning this thing around a little bit. What does that mean for you personally, and also as a team that you're a part of this and could make history this year?
It's a wonderful feeling to have. Again, in high school, we were a pretty good team, but just to come here and able to put what I've learned and what coaches teaching us is nice to know that we are capable of turning around a program that other people don't has thought that is not as good. So just the feeling of knowing that we can help out the school and make it a good basketball program is just great.
Your numbers as far as time on the floor is getting bigger all the time. So you're making a contribution. It has to feel good to come off the bench and know that they're counting on you to do what you need to do in the post.
Yeah, because Zoe is a wonderful basketball player. She's pretty good. And I always kind of look up to her because she always seems to power through things. So it's nice to know that they had that faith in me to also power through things.
All right, next game up. You got 4 left. This thing's getting crowded about where you guys are in the standings. Talk about Wednesday and playing a Hanover team. They're going to get up and down the floor. You want to get up and down the floor. As you look at it, what's going to be the biggest key for you guys to come out of there with a win?
I think the biggest key is for us to stop their transition because they like to push the ball. And I feel if we could stop them and limit their transition points, we'll be able to be in the game. Because we kept up with them pretty good in our first round. It's just that I feel they were able to push through harder than we were, and we became a little bit more tired. So as long as we stop their transition, that would stop most of their points.
Okay, and that's what I was going to say next because Coach says, no way can you guys give up 80 points in this game and expect to win. So defense got to be a huge key.
Yeah, defense is key, and we're very capable of playing good defense because I think our defense is what makes us so successful so far. As long as we communicate and stop their point guards from trying to run transition, I feel we'll be fine.